Welcome to the Faith Back Podcast, David Leitch, Kelly McCormick. How are you both?
Great.
Yeah, it's really fun to be here.
So good to talk to you about The Fall Guy. I fell hard for this movie. So,
good one.
This is awesome. I thought I'd start with the most important question, which means that I, of course, have to ask about Against All Odds and the needle drop that was that track, which was phenomenal. Was that always written into the script? Was that always the track? And was it hard to get the rights to it? What was your reaction when you got to rights to that song? It's like, okay, fine, we can use it. We can put it in the film.
Well, it was like I knew we were going to use a needle drop. I knew we were going to use a needle drop there for that sequence, and the fact that it was going to be karaoke intercut with the action scene, and I knew that was going to happen. Partly because we had been scouting. And the city, it was really hard to get long stretches of road. And so the action scene was becoming a little bit sort of like these vignettes. And so having the ability to intercut with the karaoke was going to be great. But not only that, to connect their characters and like really feel Colt trying to get to Jody, and like Jody really missing Colt. And like people just loved, obviously Ryan and Emily on screen together. Mm-hmm. So the song was a funny sort of conversation, like it always is with all of our collaborators, and I think everyone was throwing stuff in the mix. One of it was Meatloaf, I think was one track that but
A, B, C, D, E, F, U. We made her sing just in case you wanted to. It was such a cool song that summer when we were, or really winter when we were shooting.
Yeah, and we had Alanis Morissette.
Yep. Red Pill is a.
Yeah, or You Ought to Know.
You Ought to Know.
Yeah.
And actually, that one, Hannah sings a duet at one point in it, like when we shot that one. So, but the truth is that was the song that was always in the script, and then it was the only song that fit once we got back to editorial. Like, you couldn't really do her whole deconstruct because you really wanted to focus on them being together. And when it turns around and she's the lyrics fit perfectly, it's like, oh my gosh, we got to just stick with this one.
Yeah. Good choice. Although I want to hear the Emily Blunt, Hannah Warmann, put that on the outtakes, please. That will light up the internet, I promise you.
It's
and
really
I'll be the
good.
guy with millions of views. I'm doing that personally. Emily Blunt plays a director in this. Hannah Warmann plays a producer. I'm not going to speak to what one of those characters does later on in the film, but is there any recognizable behavior that they did that you think that, oh, I recognize that in myself, I've done that before on set, in how they're acting?
Well, I mean, Hannah came to our movie and only had a couple of days because Ted Lasso was shooting and kept shooting. We almost lost her over it, and thank God we didn't. So she comes to the set and she's only got a couple of days. She's like, I want to follow you around. And I was like, but I don't know if I want you to follow me around. She follows me around, and she was supposed to come in with her platinum blonde hair and these power suits, and that was what we thought her sort of Gail Meyer was going to be. And then after 2 days of following me around, she comes out of her trailer with a wig that looks an awful lot like my hair, and layered sort of look, which I do a lot on set because I'm always cold, and so it's like another something, and glasses, which I wear in IRL, and I was like, this is not feeling that great. What she says is the warmth of that character, the nurturing aspect of being a producer is what she gleaned from me. And other producers are touchstones for the other sides of her, but I don't know. I was
no, I mean, I think Jody as a director, I feel
it's a lot like you.
Yeah, I think it is.
You have a good time. Yeah. You're very open to ideas.
Yep, and I'm very calm on set when all the chaos is going on around. And so, I mean, I did want to show definitely the chaos that was around a director, and how you're just constantly asked questions, and constantly notes coming from the studio, and all the pressures that she's feeling is just real. And so, but I think, Jody and I handle stuff in the same way, directorially. I mean, I don't light anybody on fire and slam them into the wall.
Yeah. Well, actually, you did. If you think about it, you were doing that.
Yes, I guess I was. Yes, in the metaverse, I was. Yes.
He hasn't set me on fire yet, though.
Correct. I was doing it for cinema.
Obviously, there's been many fantastic stunts throughout film history. If you could be on set for any stunt in any film to see how they did it, how it all came together, what stunt would it be and why?
Oh my gosh.
That's hard. That's hard.
That's super hard.
I think being, on set at the beginning of film, watching Buster Keaton work, or, in like The General, for example, or like watch the train sequence, or that would be an amazing thing to be. I think also, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, like being there for the sort of the truck chase, and watching how that stuff was made. I mean, I know now from my years of stunts, like how, all of that sausage is made, but I think it's still done to a level that holds up. And like to watch them do it in an era without visual effects and it's all practical and in camera would have been not only inspiring, but amazing, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think look, I'm not an action junkie. I'm like a drama person, and David was my gateway to action. And like, I look at action as like the moments that punctuate a character's arc in a physical manifestation of melodrama. And so I would love to just, pick apart some of those classics like Raiders or, just Bonds, even where the action is really connecting, even Bourne, and why they thought of the action and how it connected to what the character needed as an obstacle at that time. That would be sort of like what I would geek out on.
Yeah. You guys do a great job of connecting stunts to character in this film. Ryan Gosling, he gets more and more willing to do stuff as the film goes along, as he gets more and more confident. And the stunts get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I love that. Stunts can't be done unless they're approved by producers such as yourself, Kelly. And I'm wondering, was there anything that came across your desk with this film that gave you pause in terms of, can we do this? Should we do this? The danger of it all? Was there anything like that sort of you had a reaction to?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's past the producer. It's actually really the studio's choice. And we are really thankful that Universal saw that, and believed that we could do safely really huge practical stunts, because you need that partnership. And also their sort of like, due diligence to double check our systems to make sure that it's as safe as possible. That's our goal out. There are a couple of stunts in this one that are so big and so exciting that they don't happen very often at all. One is the high fall, which is surprisingly, sort of dangerous. I think that's the first time that that height has been filmed in 10 years. It's about the fall. It's about really having the artist who it's their specialty, and they have to know how many turns to make sure that they're slowing gravity down and landing at just the right moment and like flow in their body, that they don't sort of crick something dangerous. And then for me, I think I was my quietest, and it felt like the hardest day was the jump over the crevasse. They had done that same distance many times, and they knew it was safe and ready. But like
on the ground,
in ramps and not on that very set. So like that distance looked a lot farther on our set than when we had watched them go to ramp in rehearsals. And then also those were man-made hills, so I was super paranoid about that. Like they were shifting with winds or rain or sun or baking down or anything, and so I kept making them like do the sort of laser pointer that like make sure the measurements are right. And that's one where if a couple things go wrong, it could be very, very scary. And it was an epic moment when he achieved it. It was like super euphoria for the whole set.
No, I can only imagine when you got the shot, we got the shot.
Like so exciting.
I think you can feel that energy too, through the movie. I think the audience can feel it.
100%. 100%. I had the honor of talking to Wade Eastwood a couple of years ago. He's the stunt coordinator.
I know Wade very well.
I'm not surprised. He told me I could put an all right fight together in 5 minutes. I could put a good fight together in an hour. I could put a great fight together in a day. What's the shortest amount of time you've had to put a fight together in this film, and also just in general?
I don't know the shortest. I mean, I think we actually probably spent more than that on the fights in the film. Usually our process is like let the team choreograph for a week. Sometimes a lot of times they'll shoot stunt viz. That is where they shoot and edit it, and they want to show me how they think the camera's going to work with the choreography. That's something that I used to do, and one of the things I pioneered, before I was a director. And then they bring those to me, and then we tweak them. We give story notes on them, or we give choreography notes, and even with all of that, we finally get a piece. On the day, I often, because I come from a fight choreography background, like it's my go-to, I will change stuff on the day. I mean, I'll feel like we need this beat, or we don't need this section, or we should have a little bit more here. Let's add 3 more moves, and it's just something that's second nature to me.
Yeah. The Atomic Blonde fight, which shows up at the start of the movie here, which I love, how long did it take to put that fight together? And I assume that you were changing things on that day as well.
We were, even though it was all stitched together, and it feels like one long sequence, and we were still adjusting on the day, knowing we had to get to that right edit point where we could blend the 2 scene shots together. But I think that the guys worked on that for probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
No, it was only 2 weeks because we decided really late in the process. And in fact, Sam Hargrave, who was our stunt coordinator, was like, I don't think we have time to get this right. I don't think we have the location to do this. And he was like quite concerned. And we were like, well, we're going to have to figure it out. And
you got it, guys. You got it.
You can do this, And it actually ended up probably one of the reasons that he actually shot a lot of it, because the way that they choreographed it and how little time we had, he couldn't teach somebody the camera moves, and so he actually was the cameraman for that section. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's why I remember, because it was like,
we
felt like we didn't have enough time.
Yeah, Sam had to get in there and shoot it, so you had a stunt person who knew the choreography to know exactly where everything landed.
Yeah.
And he's done an amazing job since with the Extraction movie.
Yeah, and now that's what's so funny. Now his opening is like his oneer. He's like, we can't do a oneer; it'll never happen. And now it's like his movies are all oneers.
Yeah.
I love him.
Things change.
We made an imprint on him.
Final question for you. Sometimes when I ask this question to people, they will say that stuntmen are the biggest unsung heroes on set. But with this film, you turn the unsung hero, you put them in the spotlight. So if you could pick another unsung hero to make a film about on the film set, who would it be?
Ooh. There's a lot.
Oh, there's so many.
There's a lot. I mean, I do think our film, it does celebrate stunts and stunt performers, but it also does celebrate the crew. And see at the end of the movie where everybody comes together and there's so many great disciplines and artists behind the camera. I know people don't understand the amount of logistics and also artistry that's going into making a movie. But maybe, I don't know,
I think
it depends
for
on the
me,
film.
the line producer has a really crappy job. They
That's
have
true.
to toe the line of the budget and say no to everybody and try to figure out how they're going to make this enormous thing for the money that's been given, and understand the ebb and flow of that money and everybody wanting more of it, and it is painfully thankless. It is
Totally.
so painfully thankless.
Yeah.
And then the AD, who is really the leader on set, he drives every moment, and the clock, and making sure you make your day, and making sure that a lot of times that you've gotten all the shots that you were supposed to get, so the continuity works. The greatest ADs know the shots you need even. So even past a shot list or with a newer director, they will make sure that you've got all that you need for editorial. They are... it's a hard job. It's a hard job. People are happy on set, but sometimes they're not. And you have to kind of manage all of those feelings. Yeah. Our AD, Paul Berry, is best in class. And actually our line producer on this one, Cecil O'Connor, definitely deserves some props. He crushed.
Those are two unsung heroes for sure. 100%.
Amazing. So great talking to you both. David, Kelly, thanks
great
so much for your time.
questions.
Yeah, thank you.
So
I feel like we could talk for hours.
Let's do it. Tell them to wait. I'm talking.
Such a good time.
Thank you so much.